Hey guys, we are back. This is the Daily Chill for June 23rd. I'm here with Paul. I'm here with Verdi. I'm here with Patty. Obviously, in the background, as always, Luke producing. How are you guys doing today?
Good.
Wonderful.
Something to look forward to.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of looking forward to, let's get into it. We're talking baseball. It's a heavy baseball day. The Major League Baseball's players, this is from Jeff Passan an hour ago. The Major League Baseball Players Association has agreed to report to training camps by July 1st and play a 60-game season, sources tell ESPN. But deal is not finalized yet. One last health and safety issue hurdle to get over, and MLB will be back a week from tomorrow. I am going to start it off with Chris Verdi. I'm just going to get right to him. I want to know what his thoughts are on the whole process. Start it off, Verdi.
The whole process has been agonizing, but for the first time really this year, it feels like there's going to be baseball. Per the agreement they had in March, Rob Manfred could institute the season if they really couldn't agree on one. Players wanted 70 games at least. Owners only wanted like 50. They're going to end up having 60, prorated salary. I'm happy that we're going to get baseball this year. This will lead to a more sticky situation when they have to re-talk about the CBA and start up the new one. Both sides are going to use this as a bargaining chip. But for right now, it really looks like it's going to happen. The players said when and where, and it finally seems like it's going to happen. I'm just holding my breath because if you forgot, there is that virus still out there. So we're going to hope and we're going to pray that these guys can get the camp together, they can stay healthy. And if that happens through the training process, I think those games start July 23rd. I'm happy.
Yeah. Patty, thoughts?
Yeah, I'm happy too. It's been frustrating. It seems like they could have solidified this stuff months ago. But overall, it's just glad to finally have some positive news on the baseball front. Like Verdi said, the virus ultimately is the key in all of it. I mean, I know a bunch of the Philly players got knocked out. I think even some Blue Jays as well, and that's just the tip of the iceberg for now. But I think being able to train in the home ballparks is going to make a massive difference. They're not going to be exposed to all these crazy people. It's going to be like an own individual bubble in each city. So hopefully that curbs things. But that remains to be seen. Hopefully a week from tomorrow we come in and we're just thrilled to see Garrett Cole doing some long toss, and it just keeps going positively until the 24th.
No, absolutely. And I wanted to give a shout out to Paul. Last but not least, rocking the Yankee shirt. Throw that up for a second. We can't even see it, Paul. The Orioles fan supporting the New York Yankees on the Sports Chill. You love to see it. Paulie, how are we doing today?
Good, yeah. I'm a little donkey-brained. Been celebrating the big PGA golf bets win from the weekend that you care so much about.
Man, winning units. Winning units.
Yeah, dude, I won like almost 51 units, and James is like, nobody cares. I'm like, that's outrageous.
Well,
you got to get ready for baseball now, Paul.
So
Paul,
I actually have two questions
about games now.
So I saw that, like, if this does go through, whatever, nobody files grievances or nobody whatever, they're reporting to their home stadiums for spring training.
Mm-hmm.
So the spring training will be in the Bronx?
Yes.
Yeah. Buffalo has cleared Yankee Stadium as of now.
And then, so they're going to be every city is going to be played? Like, they're going to be traveling to every single city?
I don't think that's been determined yet.
From what I heard, and yes, Pat's right, they still got a lot to talk about, but the variety of different teams they're going to play is going to be minimal. It's going to be a lot of division games, and then maybe one or two others where, like, the Yankees would play all of the American League in a season. That's not going to happen. It's going to be a more limited number of teams.
Out of the 60-game season, how many games are, like, for the Yankees, how many games out of the 60 will be against AL East teams, even though there may not be an AL East?
at least, like probably like
At least
30
half.
something games
Yeah.
at least. It's at least half, probably more.
From
And
what
then,
I
like,
heard, and
That's
this
bad
is
news
not
for the Baltimore Orioles.
confirmed-
Very bad news.
Well, it's not concerned, but it seems that it's going to be a lot of games within division, and then to get another American League division and maybe one National League. It should be the universal DH, so it's not going to matter. So, but they're not
Yeah.
going to play the same variety as normal, though.
That was actually my other question. I also read that universal DH is basically guaranteed to get through because it's attached to like the health and safety regulations. Does anybody know what that's about?
I just think the pitchers not having enough time to get ready in spring training, especially the American League ones, if they have to go play in a National League game. I mean, in all honesty, I thought this would happen years ago. I can't believe the number of pitchers that still get hurt hitting, and it still goes on. So if any time they were ever going to make the change, I mean, this is literally it right now. It might stay like this forever.
I mean, and to be honest, like for the other side of town with the Mets, like J.D. Davis and Cespedes, they might as well be in wheelchairs. They're completely useless in the field, but as long as they can swing the bat, those guys are
This is
animals.
big for Cespedes.
It's perfect
He
for
can
them.
DH. This is
Oh,
big.
Perfect for them.
And then James, before we move on, all three of you guys are Giants fans, right?
No, no.
I'm a Giants fan.
I'm Jets, but
Oh,
I'm
you're
not one of the.
Jets.
I'm Jets
Okay.
with you, but I don't hate on the Giants.
No, neither do I. I just wanted to see what you guys thought of this whole Jamal Adams thing.
I hate how he drove by that guy in that video and said, "I'm trying to get traded to Dallas." I really thought he was team first. He might have his reasons, but if he's comparing himself and saying Pat Mahomes got a contract, why didn't I? It's like he's got to kind of wake up and
He has done the impossible.
know.
He has done the impossible, and by that meaning he has rallied all Jets fans in support of Adam Gase in the front office.
Who would have
Yeah.
thought?
I have
Who would have
several
ever
takes
seen
on
that
this.
coming? Ever?
I have several takes on this. So,
Yeah.
first of all, that draft class, right? You have Mahomes, you have Watson, you have T.J. Watt, Marlon Humphrey, Marshawn Lattimore. All those dudes haven't been paid yet. So
McCaffrey there, too?
McCaffrey's like the lone guy that's been
Right.
paid from that draft class. And he's a
Because he
running
gets
back
hit
for
every
them.
play.
It's
right?
way different. It's way different.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. And especially on your rookie deal,
Exactly.
that's tough. But
and then
he's the
other
best
piece of
DB in
it-
the league,
The other,
and
the
I
other
don't think
piece
it's
of this.
close.
The other piece of this is every like LSU skill position player is a nightmare. Whether it's like Landry and Odell or it's Jamal Adams, like these guys are absolute nightmares. Like
I don't know what it is. Whenever the cameras were on him, whenever videos were going on Instagram, he looked like the greatest guy in the world, team first, and now he hates it. I don't know what happened.
So
But
they
I
call
understand-
pulling a
2
Charlie.
years left. It's not just 1 year, it's 2 years. It's like, come on, man. Like,
he has no leverage too. That's the
what are we
crazy thing.
doing?
The Jets could literally just be like, you know what? You don't have to play for the next 2 years, but you're our assets. So deal with it. Like, that's what it
Honestly,
is.
like
That's what it is.
I love Jamal Adams, like the football player, like on the field. He is by far the best football player, possibly one of like 4 football players on the entire roster. So it's like they either offer him an extension, they pay him, he stays. We have one of the best safeties in the league. Downside is like that's what they kind of do with Darrelle Revis. Like you sink a shit ton of money into like a safety or a cornerback, and then like you can't put people around them.
What
Or-
really made me lose credit. Sorry, what really
Yeah,
made
but-
me lose credibility on him was the bogus list of teams that he said, "I'm all right if
Oh,
I
you mean every single
I'm all
playoff
right
team
if I go
from
to the
last year?
Chiefs. I'm all right if I go to the 49ers. I'm all right if I'm on the Seahawks. I'm all right if I'm with Lamar Jackson." What?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
And
an
then-
absolute joke.
But on the other hand, if you can get a first-round pick plus like a 2021 second-round pick, take it and run. Because
Give me a
the
first
roster
round and
is
Michael
so
Gallup.
bad.
That's the
Send them to
trade. That's the
Dallas.
trade to get Gallup in a first rounder. That if
Like-
they can do it, they have to do that.
Yeah,
That would be my move.
when your roster is
I
as
agree.
bad as theirs, you just need bodies because the ones you have are diddly poo.
But the problem is like it's the same thing when the Giants took Saquon. It's like you don't just draft one guy. You don't draft someone for their just the first rookie contract. You draft them someone in the top 5, top 10. You anticipate giving them you anticipate them giving a monster contract after that point. Like if the Giants don't sign Saquon to a second contract, I'm gonna fucking kill myself. Like I don't even like that would be such a disaster. I can't. But
I'm sorry to just make everybody angry and depressed by bringing up the New York Jets, but we can get back to baseball.
That's a normal thing. That's all right.
Yeah, I mean, it's just as depressing on the other side talking about baseball.
I thought you meant the Giants because they stink too, but let's go to baseball.
Oh, my God. Way to throw the cheap jab while I'm transitioning.
How is that a cheap jab?
You wear that Yankee shirt and you like it. You wear that Yankee shirt and you like it. All right. Speaking of the Yankees, that's how you transition. I want to know thoughts. I'm going to bring it over to Patty first. Thoughts about how a 60-game season would change the Yankees' output. What are your thoughts?
I don't think it changes much. They were going to be a top dog regardless. The only issue I could see is just the injuries. I mean, Judge isn't – like if the season started on July 1st, he wouldn't be playing. He hasn't even swung a bat yet. So I think the delay really helps him in that front. It seems like Hicks is going to be able to come back too. Paxton seems ready to go. So those were the 3 key major injuries that they've been battling and having to deal with. But, I mean, 66 days to squeeze 60 days of baseball in is just – it's absurd. But it has to be. You know, we asked for it, we want it. So, but as far
what do
as
you guys think? What do you think this does for like pitching rotations? Because isn't this the first year though where the 3 batter you have to face at least 3 batters when you bring in a reliever?
Yes,
you
that is implemented.
You think teams go down to 4?
No, it'll be 5.
It'll still be 5 stars.
Yeah, because
it'll
the
be
players,
at least 5.
The players, exactly. The players aren't ready for this. They're just not ready. They've been eating donuts like you and I.
This is the end of August playoff push, or like the end of July playoff push.
I think the teams that have the better pitching rotations in place have an advantage.
Yeah, absolutely.
With far less games, if you have a healthy, top flight pitching staff, those are the teams that are going to benefit the most. I mean, the Yankees with Cole, and if Paxton's back there, Tanaka, they stand to be well. So do the Mets. If those, other than Syndergaard, but if they can put it together with Stroman, and the teams with the better pitching rotations, I think will benefit more, because it takes a while for hitters to warm up. It takes a while when these guys haven't been going against any live pitching to get the bat going. So
right.
I think, Nationals, how they just won, the teams with the dominant pitching are, I think, have the advantage here.
They're the big winners here. Their team didn't change that much at all. I can't say that. Rendon going to the Angels is a massive loss. But as far on the pitching side, like Corbin, Strasburg, and Scherzer, they get an additional 2 to 3 months of less taxation on their arms. It's like, all right, well, just show us when we have to make our 12 starts this year, and then they'll be fine for the postseason, in theory. I mean, there's going to be injuries. But
I mean, it was a bargaining chip on the players' side, too, that they were like, oh, we're not ready. We're not ready. We're not ready. So you're really going to the managers are going to have to play it by ear, too, because Aaron Boone is probably going to – I would go 5 if I were him. I wouldn't tax anybody's arm, especially when you have Gleyber Torres in the 3-hole just chilling there, ready to play baseball. I don't think the Yankees have to do much. I think they roll 5. But like you said, maybe the Mets roll with 4. Maybe because they don't have Syndergaard, they roll with DeGrom, and then I don't know who else is on the rotation besides the 2.
Matt Stroman, Michael Wacha.
And exactly. So like they'll probably go 4. And honestly, the Mets could probably make the playoffs. And I was saying that was. Especially if they have a DH, you have Cespedes at DH.
Right. There's no reason
start turning around for you, because the Mets always
have
like.
That's a really good point.
Yeah,
if their pitchers can get off to a hot start, like they could be dangerous.
It's going to be really interesting, and even for the fans of the teams who are like, my team can't compete with those big ones. If you look at every season and you look at what teams are in what place at the end of May or going into June, the playoffs are totally different than by the time you get to the end of September. So even the fans of the not as big teams, you got a chance because in that fewer games, anything wacky can happen.
Yeah.
I saw last year there was a stat. It was like around like July, I want to say. The Pirates were like half a game behind the Cardinals, and they finished 22 games behind them, like
Right.
to end the season.
Same-
That's an unfathomable drop.
Same with the
For most
Mariners.
teams.
Had a huge drop. They would have been a playoff team in that span. They sunk way down.
Yeah. it's-
I actually put a bet in, like back in the beginning of March. I took the Braves to win the NL
It's a
at
great bet.
like 17-2 or something like that. And now that it's this like crazy short season, like bunch of young guys.
They
don't
got a
need lot
young
of
pitching
rest.
staff. Yeah, if they don't get overworked, they're
And then like I think the average they have everyone on their team seems to be under the age of 25. Like
they
it's
got a young
insane.
team.
Sure.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
we'll see.
it's-
Are we sprinkling, James? Are we sprinkling on the Yankees? They're 4-1 to win the World Series.
Yeah.
not
Throw
Not-
100 on
Not
it.
great.
Why not?
Yeah.
A little sprinkle. 60-game season, a little sprinkle. Yeah, why not? I mean, Brandon Tierney isn't going to pay for my
Hold on.
Garrett Cole jersey. Then I'm going to have to pay for it myself
What
Why
happened with
is-
that?
Why would
What?
he pay for your Garrett Cole jersey?
because he challenged me on CBS Sports to do a push-up contest against me, and then Corona happened, and he owes me a Garrett Cole jersey
we
because
still got to talk to him about that.
You owe me
Yeah.
one
We gotta be-
Garrett Cole jersey.
we'll do it virtually if we have to.
yeah, exactly. I don't want to push it to him yet. He has kids. Corona's happening. I
This
don't
is
want to do too
insane.
much to him yet. So but
This
I
is
will
insane.
push him eventually. Tiki has already agreed to be the referee in the push-up contest, so it will get done. 100%. Because
Good.
Yeah, you gotta have
Tiki
good form.
Barber is a man of his word. He is
And
a
you
man
gotta-
of his word.
So listen to how ridiculous this is. The New York Yankees to win the American League, only plus 175.
Yeah, that makes
Dude,
sense.
they're
They have
stacked.
Garrett Cole.
They're stacked.
They have Garrett Cole.
Yeah, if they have the hurt guys back, Judge and Hicks, when it starts, I mean,
You know who I kind of like?
They might not
Uh,
lose a game.
You know who I kind of like? What do you guys think about the Oakland Athletics?
I love the Oakland
They're good.
Athletics.
Yeah.
Dude,
Good.
Sure.
they're plus 1,200 to win the AL, and
Don't
they
hate
are
that.
It's
that's
a good hedge.
exactly the type
500.
of team
That's the team right there.
that can take advantage. of it.
100%.
for 10,000 runs. Yeah,
They're getting
100%.
Manaya back. They got Manaya
That
back.
might be
He was a
worse.
non-factor role last year too.
That's
Yeah,
definitely
that might
worth
be
a
worth a
sprinkle.
sprinkle.
Yeah, that's rainbow sprinkles. All right. So we talked Yankees baseball. We talked MLB. We talked Jamal Adams. I don't think we're going to talk about Disney World today. No basketball talk today. Let's get into top 5 that we recently switched to top 3, but I'm still going to say it.
Top five.
We're doing home run hitters, top 500 home run hitters. So they have to have hit 500 home runs. I believe Patrick is up first.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah.
All right, Patty, you're up.
All right, so I'm gonna roll with Griffey.
The kid,
Griffey's my number one choice.
Sweetest
Most
swing in
natural.
baseball.
Someone in my lifetime that I got to watch, obviously.
Only player in MLB history to hit a home run off the warehouse. In
Correct.
Baltimore, down at Camden Yards.
Between that, I vividly remember looking at the newspaper in '99 and seeing the home run race and always looking for. I didn't care about Sosa McGuire as much, but I cared about
Did you
what Griffey was doing.
see
I don't care if
what
he
Griffey
hates
said
the
about the? You don't care if he hates the.
I don't care that
Yankees.
he hates him.
And the other thing is
Yeah.
the video game Ken Griffey's Winning Run, low key one of the greatest games ever made.
Absolutely.
I think for
Shout
Super
out.
Nintendo.
was it N64? Or
Yeah.
Super Nintendo?
Maybe, I think it might
Super-
have been Super Nintendo. I think
Super.
might have-
Super.
Yeah, I think it was. Oh, that's a good pick.
Throwback right there. Wow.
Sure.
Who's 2?
I think it's Jimmy.
Oh, I'm up now. I'm gonna say it. The hardest worker in the world. He ate hot dogs like an absolute champ. A guy that's after my own heart. I think they call him the Colossus of Clout. Babe Ruth is gonna be my first choice.
Never heard of her.
Never heard of her.
Love it.
Fitting.
You gotta go.
So then it's
Paul
Paul
A.
and then Chris.
Yeah, so for my first one. I'll take Eddie Murray, Baltimore Oriole.
Good man.
There's a
There you go.
suite. So the seats down at Camden Yards are all green, and in the right field bleachers, there's a couple of them that are orange, and those are where milestone home runs have landed. So
Of course.
yeah, getting hammered by Eddie Murray's 500th home run ball, always a good time.
All right, so I'm going to go back to back here. The first one I'm going to choose is a guy that arguably still has the all-time home run record, depending on how you count this.
Absolutely.
He came up from nothing to be one of the biggest stars in baseball, over 700 home runs, over 3,000 hits, hammering Hank Aaron. And then, now that we got Hank out of the way, I'm going to go with a Yankee here. All right. Shout out to Paul, because he was also a Baltimore Oriole for 1 year where he was excellent. That's Mr. October, Reginald Martinez Jackson.
That's what I was going to say. He goddamn best.
Big time home runs, big lights, the 3 home runs in the World Series game against the Dodgers. He knew he was Hollywood, and he played like it. Always got to love Reggie.
That was going to be mine too. I love
Nothing
that.
says big lights like Baltimore.
1 year. Tore it up.
All right. Well, I guess in honor of all of the Baltimore slander that goes on in the show on a daily basis,
Yeah, I knew
He
you
was
were gonna
taking
do this.
Ortiz.
my next pick will be Frank Robinson.
Yeah,
586 career home runs.
very underrated player.
But yeah, back when the Orioles were good in the 60s and 70s, good times. Playing
All
that
right.
field, Memorial Coliseum, Memorial Stadium.
Great player.
I am going to do something. I'm going to go non-Yankee here. I'm going to go with Willie Mays because, that guy could do it all. He could run, he could hit, he could field, he could do everything, and absolute legend. I'm going with Willie Mays.
All right. So this is my second pick. So I got 2 stacked here. I'm going to go Mike Schmidt for my second choice. Best third
Excellent.
baseman of all time. I don't want to hear the Brooks Robinson. Brooks Robinson's top 3, but I think Mike
We'll
Schmidt.
argue Manny Machado.
Hey,
Oh.
like easy.
All right. And then for my third, I told you guys I had a surprise. So this guy's a Yankee. I'm going with Hideki Matsui because you take his Japan
Wow.
record.
Interesting.
He hit over
Okay.
300, over like 330 home runs in Japan.
I like
Hit
that.
175 in the majors.
A thriller from Godzilla.
500
Godzilla,
runs
boys.
career.
MVP of the 2009 World Series.
I love it.
Underappreciated.
Over 500
Yankee.
professional
And then-
home runs. We'll take
And then,
it.
and then Sonny Gray had a ruined 55, but we won't talk about that.
Yeah, let's not talk about that at all.
So my third pick.
No, this is
Oh,
me. I'm
Coach.
second.
Oh, is it?
Yep. I want to hear you speak, but it's my turn.
If you take my dude, I'm gonna be pissed.
No, so I'm going to go back to the Yankees. Just kidding. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to go with my favorite baseball player of all time, the Big Hurt, Frank Thomas. The
Big
reason why number 35 is my favorite number of all time, the Big Hurt, Frank Thomas. 532 home runs, I believe. But during an era where everybody was cheating, Frank Thomas was not cheating. He was just thick with 4 C's.
Football player playing baseball.
Can I call a 30-second timeout?
And
Can we address how wild your list of favorite athletes are? Between Zach Thomas and Frank,
Zach Thomas.
you got a Miami Dolphin and a Chicago White Sox on your favorite.
Well,
Guys.
they're just like non-Yankees. Like
Yeah,
all the
you gotta
Yankees
have a
Yankees
list
are
now.
1 to 100, like always. But like Zach Thomas, I'll take a bullet in real life for Zach Thomas.
Or non-giant.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it sounds like he's outside the top 100 then.
No, I mean, listen.
He was a cowboy too. We gotta be a little realistic here.
But when I was younger, we would watch the Jets on the team, and I didn't want the Jets to win, so I would like mess with Miami. I liked Dolphins when I was younger. Frank Thomas was just an absolute savage. Like he was my favorite.
James, are you a fan of candy-ass uniforms?
Get out of here. Pinstripes are the best uniforms in the entire world.
All right, 30-second timeout's over. My third. We're only doing top 3, right?
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
Paul just thinks he gets these timeouts from life. Like timeout. Go ahead.
Oh, boy.
I'm just saying you have a wild list of favorite athletes.
Good thing this isn't Jumanji. Here we go.
Rafael Palmeiro.
I knew it.
He's on the list as a Texas Rangers, which is that hurts a little bit. But yeah, I mean, he was the man, the top five mustache guy. So James should appreciate him. He's doing.
I love him. I met him a few times. He's great.
He's a top 5 liar as well. So that's
and guess how many home runs he hit?
Top 5 liar. Good point.
569. So nice.
nice.
That is nice. But you're right, Patty. He's a liar.
He's a top 5 liar.
Top 5 liar. Same goes for A-Rod. Shout out A-Rod. Yeah. And to anybody that says, "Oh, don't hate A-Rod," A-Rod wants to buy the Mets right now. Your boy A-Rod, if any of you guys like A-Rod, he's trying to buy the Mets right now. Disgusting.
I appropriately like A-Rod. I take it all within the proper context, but
Jenny from the block is my girl. But
once I found out that A-Rod had a painting of himself as a centaur mounted in his own
he's buying the Mets. He's not buying anything.
He went into like Mike Tyson
for the ride.
Level where any story I hear about A-Rod, I believe immediately.
I have once Verdi gets his final guy in here, I have a theory on why A-Rod's in the with the Mets. I'll
I have 2 guys. This is all going astray anyway, so I'm just going to say 2 guys because they both need to be mentioned. They're 2 of the classic ever. You talk about 500 home run hitters. How about the guy that has the most home runs ever in World Series play, the great number 7, Mickey Mantle. Mickey's got to be in there. And I'm going to give a shout because we're going to – everybody they're biased. They're biased, all Yankees. We're going to put a Red Sox, and it's not who you think. Not Ortiz. That's it. It is the splendid splinter, 521 career home
Teddy Baseball.
In 2 wars. 2 for his country. Still over 500 home runs. We're not that biased. We got to put the Red Sox.
Ken Williams was back-to-back World Champion?
Oh, yeah.
What? It was in war. He was in World War II and the Korean War.
Okay.
He lost 3 seasons of his absolute prime. He easily gave up 100 home runs easily. That's lowballing.
We got to mention Ted. We got, you know what? We'll put him on.
502, right? We got 502.
Yeah.
Is his head still frozen next to Walt Disney's?
Next to Tupac's.
That I don't know.
We cannot confirm or deny any of those.
Room.
I'll get on that. I'll get on that for next week.
You're closer to Area 51 and all that. You got to find this place.
So my thinking is with A-Rod being so heavily involved in the Mets, I think it has nothing
from the block.
No, it has nothing to do with the Yankees, so to speak. It's more him proving that he's better than Jeter at something. And I think and being in the same division and competing and seeing how Jeter's been failing, so to speak, with the Marlins, I think that's driving him. He sees an opportunity to get the Mets, and I think that's part of it.
Well, then I'm going to start becoming the biggest Miami Marlins fan in the entire world because
in the same division, yeah, him and Jeter.
So A-Rod is going to buy the Mets like Larry David bought the coffee
the Spite store.
Be a
correct.
Spite franchise.
A Spite store.
Latte Larry's.
Mocha Joe.
Shout out Mocha Joe.
Jeter's the original Mocha Joe in this equation.
But you know what, Derek? Frig off, Derek. I'm going to buy my own baseball.
I'm going to win this division first.
Jeter's sitting at home with his mom, just like watching like a tape. He's like, you know what? This is how we're going to get back at him right now. Unlocking. Oh man.
Amazing. All right. That was a great show. Very informative. We talked sports. We honestly got my juices going back. I got to tape Fire and Ice in a minute or two. So shout out to all 3 of you, legends, Paul, Chris, Patty. Thank you. I wanted to give shout outs to all 3 of you right now. Pat Doors, Chill Blue Shirts is running so smoothly right now. It is my favorite Instagram account. The Bread
When-
Man.
Do we have any news on NHL start?
July 30th.
That's my birthday.
He was ready to go. He was just ready to
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, Pat's.
go.
Listen, do you don't understand? Everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, why is Pat on every single day?" Because once hockey starts again, it's gonna be the Paul and it's
Pat,
gonna
I'm
be the
gonna
Pat
be
and
relying. I'm gonna be relying on you heavily.
All right. I got you. Gotcha.
Fun story about Pat Doris. 2 years ago, my friend did a random a fantasy football thing, won a huge tournament, and then they had to do a fantasy soccer thing, and we made a
For
fantasy
DraftKings. For DraftKings.
DraftKings. Pat made the team. How much money did it win? Won like $1,500.
Yeah, we won a lot. It was
The
just
man is all four of us here. A lot of brain power when it comes to sports.
That's 150
and it will be
units.
used. Yeah,
That's 150 golf units.
yeah, and you
a
know
lot.
what? And the difference between Pat and you is Pat wins 150 units just like this.
Oh,
Just
fuck.
like this. He knows that slow and steady wins a race.
Yo, you-
I'm just
Let
kidding.
the people know they got to come here though for these
Hold on.
guys to know what they talking
Yes.
about. If you
No,
want to
exactly.
sprinkle a little bread,
Sprinkle.
Pat, you
Sprinkle.
want me to go?
Pumped.
Should I go grab my wallet? I can
got
rip up
Paulie,
James'
you got
Bryson
Paulie,
DeChambeau to
you
win
got,
ticket
don't
as
rip
a
it.
send off.
Don't rip it.
Go over to go
No, we
get
gotta-
it. Terry with that.
No,
It's
listen,
gonna be
listen,
like
listen.
the end of Vegas Vacation. Paul's gonna fall down, and the guy is gonna like sweep it up, the winning ticket.
Well, no, listen. And I was going to give him a compliment, but now he ran away.
No, I didn't.
Don't rip up the ticket. That's bad juju.
What, you want to
That's
cash it
bad,
in?
That's bad juju. We're on top right now. Do not rip it up. It's bad
Love it.
juju.
She's glorious.
If you do,
It is not bad juju to destroy losers.
listen. Oh my
Whoa.
God. Oh my God. Oh my God. You hate to see it, Paul.
All of
you're just-
James's
Gotta
hopes
burn it
and
now.
dreams.
Paul's like the guy that walks into the party and they're like, just one rule: no eating the popsicles in the freezer. First thing he does, he's grabbing a popsicle. But we have a lot of
Sopranos.
we have a lot of knowledge on this team, a lot of knowledge right here. And honestly, if you want picks, if you want sports picks, these four guys there's nobody better, truthfully. From the bottom of my heart on a team, we're really strong here. So nothing else to say other than you guys are all doing a great job. We'll talk about golf on Thursday so that Paul doesn't have to mention it. Gee, keep on killing it.
Yeah, we're doing.
Sportschill.com.
Hold on, James.
Fire.
Ball. Let's
Fire.
play ball.
Fire.